Today we're going to be talking about how to make 2019 better than 2018. We always want to improve. It's one of the things. I teach classes at our local community college, and there are so many charts that we use that are circular in nature, in that you're constantly doing things and then evaluating them and then doing them again and evaluating them. And that's what we're doing here today, really, is we're going to look at how our business is, and we're going to talk about 6 ways to jumpstart our business growth. And there's 2 ways that you can grow your business. You can get new customers. People pay a lot of money for that, lead generation. I was looking today at the people that I had signed up for the webinar, and I, about half of them came from Facebook, half of them came from my email list. And, for the Facebook people, I had to pay. I was paying about $7.60 person who signed up, which is probably a good number. You always want to look at it, but there are, so those people, those were new customers, and it cost me, I think it was $160, $170 for the people that I got to come from Facebook. And then the people that were on my list really didn't cost me anything. Certainly they cost me in that I've accumulated this list over time. I've been in business for 15 years. But what we're going to talk about today, this is my current list. So it's not necessarily your current customers, but I think it shows you a good example of when you have something versus when you have to go out and get it, that it's much cheaper generally if you have it. And today we're going to talk about tapping into your easiest source for expanding your business, your current customers. So, and that's your presenter, Chris Ripley. And there's a picture of me, relatively new picture. I went to, if you have a big screen like me, it's giant. So I went to a Facebook couple of day event up in Baltimore a month or 2 ago, and they were taking pictures. So I was pretty happy with the way it came out, and it's new, and I think I had just gotten the haircut within a week or 2, so it was good. But and I'm the owner of the Strategic Marketing Group. We help small businesses get better results from their marketing and advertising. We have a few niches that we work in, but we also work with small businesses, from small businesses to bigger small businesses. So before I started this business 15 years ago, I spent 22 years in retail sales and marketing. I worked for Macy's and Dayton Hudson and May Company, and ran department stores throughout the country, and just got tired of doing that and wanted to start my own business. And I've been doing it ever since, haven't looked back. So welcome, everyone. I hope that you enjoy what we have today. It's going to be a pretty quick one, because my plan was to do like a half-an-hour webinar and just see what happens and see what kind of attendance we get, and see how it goes. Because my plan, as we're discussing you getting more business for next year and creating your plan to do that. Part of my plan to grow my business next year is do more webinars, and webinars like this. Plus also I work with title insurance companies in kind of a niche, and I've been doing webinars for title companies for a long time, but last year I didn't do a lot of webinars, and I need to do more, I think, because when I went back and looked at where my business had come from, a lot of business had come from webinars. So, you've made the decision, obviously, with the name of the seminar, the webinar that we're doing today, that you want to grow your business, but there are many pieces involved in moving a business into the next stages of growth. And often we just feel overwhelmed. And the way to tackle that is with an organized and systematic approach. And what we're going to talk about today is using your current customers as the foundation for your growth. Now, this may, just hit me here, and I do a lot of work with SCORE, Retired Executives Organization, and they have a lot of people who have new businesses who don't have a current customer list. But even if you've got a small list, it's better, and if you've got current customers, it's going to be even more, better for you. So that's what we want to talk about today, is expanding your current customer base, because there are two ways to get more business: new customers, expensive; your current customers, or even your prospect list, much cheaper. So, if they're on your prospect list, you've already paid to get them on there. And now you got to figure out how to get them to pay back to you and become customers. So we're going to take an approach where we step back a little bit and look at our business. And as I was talking about before, where we always have these circles where you do something, then you evaluate it, and then you do something else based on the evaluation. First thing you want to do is try to think about your strong points in your business. Talk to your customers and get their feedback. Find out why they like you and your business so much. What are the things that you do that they really think are great, that you do better than other companies? And, how do you separate yourself from your competition? Customers know things about your business you don't know. They're looking at it from a completely different side than you. And you're looking at a business with tens or hundreds or thousands of customers, and you're seeing what's going on in the background. Certainly you're getting feedback and you're getting reviews from customers. So, hopefully you've got something going on with that. But customers just, one-on-one will tell you things that you really need to know. So, once you know your strong points, you can leverage those strong points to grow. So what we're going to have here is we're going to talk a little bit about, what you can do in terms of discovering your strong points. And then these are the write down things, I think. What do you want to do next to grow your business? So to get feedback, 3 key methods of seeking feedback from your customers, and you can ask them. That's one thing to do. We're very fortunate now that there are lots of ways that you can ask them. Hopefully you've got some sort of review process going on with your customers where you ask for feedback. But if you don't have that, one of the things that you could do right now to get started would be to open up a free account for SurveyMonkey. I think you can do up to 10 questions for 100 people for free, and that's a good way to get started. So I would recommend that. And then if you're looking for SurveyMonkey is probably the best way to do it from a broader point of view, but call people up and ask them, what made you decide to come with us versus other companies? Why do you like us? If you've got customers that have been around for a while, ask them. I have clients. I have one client that I'm going to stick with using examples on. They've been in business for 30 years. I have 2 clients that have been in business for 30 years, and just happened to be, one was this year, one is next year. And they have few customers that have been with them all 30 years. That's not everybody has those. And if you have a new company, you may have to look for your referrals and your feedback. But even if you're starting a new business, ask people who would buy your product why they have their current provider. Try to learn as much as you can. So look for the patterns in that information. What are the things that stick out? And then identify 3 key strengths that you can play to in order to grow your business. So these are going to become the things that you mention when you do marketing and advertising. This is why people come with us. So, those are the things that you want to really expand on. Next thing to think about, the second thing that you could do would be to get new product and service ideas. This is another way to grow your business with your current customers. Ask your existing customers, is there anything else that they would like to see? What else could you do for them? My lawn care client who's been around for 30 years, there's different things that they can do to increase the services that they offer their customers. They can add on other services, and there are, probably 7 or 8 things over the course of a year that they can do for you. Well, that gives you a big opportunity to grow sales within your current customers. What are the other things that you can do for them? And I think that way. We just got a new tool to help us get in front of people on Facebook who are having birthdays and send them, I just want to send them, an invitation to come into our place of business for a free gift for their birthday. So, that's a tool that restaurants can use, salons can use. My auto repair shop client, we started, I just got the tool. We started it last Friday. So we've already gotten 2 people. I'm pretty sure, I haven't looked today. So we got 2 people started, and we start, the requested the offer. And the hope is, like with the restaurant, if you invite somebody in for free, on their birthday, they'll bring 3 or 4 people with them and spend about $78. So it's a good thing to do. Set up a group on social media where customers can discuss with you and with each other. I was thinking about this with my lawn care client. He could have a Facebook group where people could go in and ask questions about lawn care, and they could answer them. They have 4 or 5 people in the building who are experts at doing that. Even more, they could have some of their technicians do it and that sort of thing. So, that's a great way to go. And you could have your customers in there, but you could also let in other people who might become customers. It's getting harder and harder to get an organic reach on Facebook, and one way to beat it is to set up a group and do it that way. So, ask them for feedback on changes you could make that would improve your services. So, and then bring them back to your team and discuss what could lead to profits or business growth. Get your team involved in this as well. I think that, that's always going to be important. So, not following my pages here. So here we go. Like I mentioned, set up a Facebook group for your customers. I would recommend even letting in other people as well, inviting them to share it with their friends. So that's kind of an organic way to do it. And it actually ties into the 5th point we're going to discuss today. And then think about, could you have a customer advisory board? And even if you're starting a new business, who are a few people that you could maybe ask for their help? And even if you're starting a new business, even if you ask, excuse me, competitors, oftentimes they'll be helpful, because there's so much business in categories that people aren't going to get too worried about it. If you can go out of their geographic area, where you're going to work, that would be much better. Call somebody in Texas if you're in Maryland. Excuse me, and ask them questions. So, just some ideas. Go the extra mile for your buyers. These are things that you can do that might not cost you anything and might end up being even better for you. So what can you do to pick up speed? Are there things that your customers don't think happen quick enough? You would get that from when you solicit feedback from them. Is there a way to take an individual approach to, personalize your business a little bit more? Is that something else that you can do? So win people back. Another strategy is, and I've done this before, very honestly, and it's been successful. Go back to your old customers. Maybe they're not your customers anymore. Who knows why they left? If you know that they left and it was a bad situation, don't ask them. I mean, try to make sure you don't do that. But everybody else, it doesn't hurt to ask. The worst that it would be is no, and it's not going to really cost you any more money, because these are people, you have their information already. All you have to do is ask them, and they know you. So if they're interested, and like with my lawn care guy, if people think they weren't doing a good enough job, they go to another company, they see they're doing an even worse job, they may come back, depending on what levels it was, because there are lots of external factors that go into lawn care as well. Get to know your customers well, try to spend time with them, be consistent, and this whole idea of putting customers first. That's kind of I don't mean to belittle this, but a slogan that you can have in your business, or some derivation of that you use. What is your vision and your mission for your business? And how do you figure that out? So put customers first and talk to your people about that. And sometimes you hear people complaining about customers and all that, and try to stifle that type of talk. So just things to think about. Look at that, through number 3 and on to we just went through 6 of them. Which of these could you implement? What are the things that you think you might be able to do? And these would be part of your plan. Well, we're going to, over the last 10 years, we got a list of 400 people who were once customers and aren't customers anymore. We're going to try to recontact all those people. And, in some businesses, like if you're a lawn care company and the people moved away and there's new people living there, you can send them to the person or current resident. It's okay to do that. And maybe those people want lawn care. It's obviously in a neighborhood where the people used lawn care companies. So, think about it that way. What are the things that you can do? I like the speed one too, because that's something that you can look at your systems and maybe try to leverage technology for that. So nurture the relationship with your customer. This is where I really get into it, if you haven't thought that I wasn't into it that much up to this point. But I believe that every small business, every business should have an email marketing program of some sort. It could be as simple as sending your customers and prospects an email every month, once a month. And that's about the minimum I think that you should do it. And I highly recommend you do it weekly. But having an email list, keeping in front of your people on a regular basis is critical to keep your current customers, and making sure that they don't defect, go to other businesses. So social media, another place to think about. What are you doing on social media? It's a constantly changing environment. Big thing now, to me, if you're thinking about social media, Instagram is a good place to be, and it's a good place to be for all ages. Facebook is for, would be a little bit older target market. Talking about setting up groups on Facebook is a good thing, and then diverting advertising money into promoting things on social media, however you can do that, because you can be so targeted. It's really important that should be some element of your marketing. Webinars, Google Hangouts, places to go, entertain your audience, be funny. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Lots of people get away with it and do very well. And that's a good way to engage your customers and your prospects, to entertain, create a video that it's got a little bit of humor in it now. So, oh, the dog is having a dream here just during the webinar. So, all right, develop a simple app. That's another way to go. I have clients that have apps and people use them, that sort of thing. So, VIP list. This was a restaurant that we worked with once, created a VIP list, and he kind of did it, starting off by who he knew came in there the most, and then we were able to get some technology involved with it as well. But think about the 80-20 rule. 80% of your business comes from 20% of your customers. Often that's the case. And, your best customers are often also your most profitable customers, because you don't have to spend a lot of money to get that business. So, doing something to segregate that list based on how much people spend, or, do it geographically if you want, and offer specials in different areas, however you want to do it. And then interact offline as well, because as much as, marketing has gone to online, there's still opportunities to go offline. My auto repair shop, we're going to do a mailer, $5,000 a month for the first 3 months of the year, and try to hit a area that's got high income, but we don't get a lot of customers from, and it's not too far away. So, we hope that it'll be worthwhile. It's a bit of an investment, but there are other ways to go as well. You don't have to do just online. And, pick 3, pick 1. If you pick 1 and you haven't been doing any up to this point, then you're going to be ahead of the game. And if you're going to pick 1, if you were going to pick 1 from anything here, I would pick email marketing. You can even do it for free with things like MailChimp. We use Constant Contact for a lot of our clients because they have great customer service. You pay a little bit more, but it's one of those situations where we think it's worth it. But do something with it. Do something with it. And don't try to do it through your Gmail. Go out and get some way that you can see who's opening it, who's clicking on it. Whenever you do an email and you have a link in it to something maybe on your website or something interesting that people might want to see, when people click on it, you know it, and that becomes another list that you can use to target market to. So offer rewards for referrals. Another thing to really, pound home with, I think you should, this would be almost number 2 that you should be doing, is figure out some way to get referrals from your clients, have a system to do it, and do it. Ask after the purchase. That's always good when people are happy with you. Somebody sends you a personal thank you message. You guys did a great job. I really appreciate the way you did this or whatever. Well, do you know anybody else who might benefit from our services as well? And then at the conclusion of helping solve a customer's problem. One of the things that I learned, being in retail and being in department store management, running department stores, often you'll find if you solve a problem for a customer and you do a good job with it, they can become some of your most loyal customers. So, when you've helped somebody, well, would you mind, do you know anybody else that we could help, that type of thing? Or, this is also when you can ask for reviews at the same time, if it's Yelp or Google or Facebook. I recommend, I shouldn't even said Yelp. I would stay away from Yelp. But Facebook and Google, great places to get reviews for your clients. From your clients. So offering an incentive, I think it's okay. I think there's nothing wrong with it. My lawn care company gives $50 credit for anybody that you refer. And in June, right after things have when things start to slow down a little bit, but there's still a chance to get business. Usually in June, we double it to $100 referral. So that means to them, they'll pay $100 for a lead. But the average customer is going to be $500, $600, $700. So it's worth doing that almost right out of the box. And publicize it as well. We put it in the email newsletters of my clients quite often, probably monthly in most cases. So whatever it is, come up with some sort of system, and track it and see whether it's working or not. It's pretty easy that if you know what your lifetime value of a customer is, which is really the important number to know here. So if you're a lawn care company and, it's $500 a year is what your average customer spends, and the average customer stays with you 8 years. So that means, we're not worrying about present value or anything here. The average customer is 8 times 500, $4,000. How many times would you trade $100 for $4,000? And that's what you have to look at it as. You're trading some money for more money. So that's that. So let's see here. I'm just going along. It's so funny that, oops. So then the last thing, bouncing around here, the last thing, extend your customer database. So those of you who have it already, and this is the last tip, and if you don't have it yet, you could maybe pass on this, but look for opportunities to bring in new prospects into your orbit. Regularly attend networking events and talk to as many people as possible. That's the real estate agent strategy. It's just a big numbers game, and that's okay. The more people that you tell you're a real estate agent and you give your card to, the better chance you have that when it comes time for somebody to sell a house or buy a house, you're the top of mind choice. That's okay to do. So, create a system for following up and telling people about your business and offering ways you could help them. So that's another thing to have. I read this book and I actually keep it right on my desk. It's called The Invisible Selling Machine by Ryan Deiss, D-E-I-S-S. And he talks about, and now I've been trying to, your indoctrination, where you tell people all the things that you do or your company does. So have something going along those lines, either simple or, something that might go on months and months when you bring in a new prospect. And if you're doing direct mail and you mail something to them every month, or you send them an email newsletter every month, or you try to market to them on Facebook or whatever it might be. So, see if you can take it to the next level. And things that you can do to do this is find networking events to attend and prepare an elevator speech. What do you do? And what's your offer for people? What's the next step in the sales process? What's your elevator speech? And if anybody, I should throw this in since I have this in here. If anybody wants a template for elevator speeches, I have one and it's pretty good. And I'd be glad to send it to you. I've had it since I started this business. It's been around for a while. Create a system for bringing new people into your orbit. If that's networking, that's going to trade shows, whatever it might be. And then make sure, and this is one thing that I always like to talk to people about, make sure that you have some way to capture leads on your website. There shouldn't, if somebody comes to your website, either you've paid to get them there or they found you organically. And you need to try to capture their information and put them in your funnel and nurture them to become customers over time. If they're coming to your website, try to capture their information, however you want to do that. So lots of people might be saying, this is hard to do, and I've got a business to run and all those sort of things. So what I've done to try to help you with that is created a course for you to do this yourself over 4 weeks in January. I wanted to get it out a little bit sooner, but December is a tough month to try to do these things in anyway. So if you do it in January, you can start off February 1st, and it'll be set up that you can get it done before then as well. And, we've got it all set up already. So if you get, you can get started on it right away. It includes 13 video modules where we're going to take you through what you need to create your business growth plan. We've got a 99-page course learning book. You get all the slides and handouts. We've created a Facebook group here where I never liked this, but we're eating our own dog food here, and the dog's awake now. But Facebook groups are great, and it's all in Teachable, an online learning environment. And these are the modules that we're gonna cover. We have an introduction and all the course documents, and then reconnecting with the why of your business, revisit your ideal customer. So going into a little bit more detail than I've talked about today, plus other things as well. And then, the last one is review and refine. And, we're going to give you a template in here to do this. You're going to get lots of information. So what I'm going to do real quickly, since we have a couple of, I'm a minute over here, but, if you want to stick with it, stick with it. But here we have what it looks like inside the classroom. So you can see you have, a completion bar over on the side. You got a little picture of, whoops, yeah, I got to have to sign back in. There's a picture of me, but here you have the class curriculum, and you can actually see as you complete the class, the little round things get filled in there. And we'll, I hadn't been here for a little while, so here we gotta go. So here you have the curriculum, and the little circles fill in as you complete it. I've just started on this first one here, kind of showing it to you. But here you see we have a video. This is a big giant video. Goes through the intro.
And welcome everyone.
That's me.
To your course, how to.
So so there you go through. We've got some text talking about how to do it. We've got a course book. This is the book that I was talking about. It's 99 pages, goes through this whole analysis and, helps you put it together. You've got the slide handouts to go with it as well. We've got a cheat sheet in there. Some of you may just go right to the cheat sheet. We've got a spreadsheet for financial forecasting. Here's your business growth plan template. Here's a link to the Facebook group. You just click on this, and since I'm already in it, it's already going. But here's the Facebook group that we have, and this is where you can post your questions, and I'll answer your questions, or you can contact me through email as well. I'll help you with that, and you can bounce things off other people in the class. And it looks like I was having, I thought it looks like all of them are in there now, but this video that I was trying to get in to go with it is in there as well. That's a video, Simon Sinek, Start With Why. It's a great video to watch when you're doing this kind of introspective stuff. So, reconnect with the why of your business, revisit your ideal customer. You can see all the different elements of the training. So, real quickly, it's only $99. So if you're interested in signing up, you can just go to the link below here. I've made it shorter so it's easy to do. bit.ly/SMG BizGrowth, and that'll take it to you. And you actually get two options. You can pay $99 right now, or you can pay $33 a month for 3 months. Either way to do it. But it's a great course, And I hope everybody got something out of it today. And I hope you're interested in maybe trying to further your education and sign up for the course. It's only 99 bucks. It's if you're looking at how much you're going to get that back in that many times over. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here, and just wanted to thank everybody for being here, and everybody have a great day. Thank you very much.